All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones, too. Use it carefully.
How you doing, gentlemen? What's up, JD?
Hi, man. What's up, Jamal?
Yo, so Mr. Nolan, you're one of my favorite directors, and I've loved so many pictures. And when you look at all the actors you worked with, whether it was Leo or Christian Bale or Heath Ledger, what did JD bring to the table that made him perfect for this role as the protagonist? What did you see in him in the audition or in his previous work that made him like this guy for you in this film?
Well, when I was writing the script, as I always do when I'm writing, I try not to think of actors. I try not to have an actor in mind when I'm writing, because that would be limiting. You'd be writing something they'd already done. And I was about halfway through writing it when I was in the Cannes Film Festival with a print of Kubrick's 2001, and Spike Lee invited me to the world premiere of BlacKkKlansman, and I was able to go, and it was an electrifying screening. I was sitting right in front of Spike, which was extremely nerve-wracking, but I sat there watching the film, and just watching John David's charisma in the film, the way he opens the film up to the audience and carries the audience with him through that story. It was very hard for me to get him out of my mind afterwards while I continued writing the script, much as I tried. He kept intruding. And so when I had finished the script, I called up and we sat down and got to know each other and just had a general meeting. It wasn't in any sense a question of auditioning or whatever. I mean, I'd seen his work, and his work told the story. It was really about, do we have a creative dialogue? Are we gonna find a common language of what we're trying to do with the film? And from a first meeting, it was very apparent to me that we did, and that it was going to be quite a ride.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
John David, like as an actor, how was this different to play in this nonlinear form when your character at one point isn't informed about what's going on later, but maybe informed if he's in inverse? I don't want to get everybody confused, but how is that a different challenge as an actor, to be in those different forms in the same film?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a unique challenge. A different process for me as an actor. But by that I mean the physicality of it really informed me who the guy was. You know, I usually work inside out, get to the emotional levels and track that way. That can inform maybe a walk, maybe a limp, maybe the way he eats his food or whatever. But it was the sort of the way I was training, both in the inverted world and regular world, that would inform me how the kind of what he's willing to put his body through, what he's willing to die for, what he cares about, and how he cares about things, how he goes about things, what motivates him to be a spy, if you will. All of that was being told to me with the everyday training of it all. So it was a great challenge, and it was a unique character. But what I found was what was very exciting to me, I've said this before, was finding the human in the character, in the protagonist. Playing a human being was very important to me, and so maybe his sensitivities were his greatest powers. They weren't a weakness, they weren't a flaw, but the fact that he cared so much about who he was saving and who he was working with, I think maybe separates him from other characters. So that's something I wanted to embrace and really wanted to fully flesh out and incorporate into the entirety of all the physical stuff and all the requirements of a spy or operative, CIA operative.
Christopher, I'm curious, because all these films you do are like non-linear. You do a lot of films that are non-linear and have these theories in it, whether it's like quantum mechanics or theory of motion. Are you like really a scientist, like disguising yourself as a filmmaker?
No. I'm very much a layman when it comes to physics, but I am interested in it. I've been interested in it since I was a kid. I remember watching Carl Sagan's original Cosmos when I was a kid, and just being very inspired by that. And in the course of my career, I've been fortunate to work with some real scientists like Kip Thorne, a great astrophysicist, and when I was writing this script, I was able to call up Kip and say, look, can you come around? I'll buy you lunch and we'll just have a couple of conversations about this slightly weird concept. And that was tremendously inspiring, and really interesting details came out of it. But no, my interest in science and how it applies to movies is really about the opportunities it can give you for storytelling. I met Kip first on Interstellar, which was a project that he had originally initiated because he wanted to see a film based on real science. And all of those conversations, it was about what are the possibilities, like what are the interesting things in science, what can that inspire you to do in a storytelling sense, and that's really the purpose of it. It's like there are strange things in the world and the way the world is built that we don't necessarily intuit, things, as you refer, quantum mechanics and so forth. These are very peculiar sounding things to the layman. And so if you can start to kind of use some of those peculiarities for a different approach to storytelling or a different type of story, I think that's very fertile ground.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for another great picture. Keep on making movies. We'll keep on watching. Shout outs to you, JD. I know your fellow HBCU actor alum, Chad, passed away. So, I mean, shout outs to the whole community, and love you guys, man. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jamal.
All right.